And Theory will be coming in soon as well. She's logging on as we speak, Ashin Sarana.
So we are waiting for Diri to prepare her camera, for Crixus. Okay, Crixus is pretty fine. So for Felix.
Felix is getting something to cover his legs. Yeah, he'll be back soon.
Whatever.
And Theory is fixing her camera. Theory, we can see your legs. Please lower your camera, Theory.
It keeps on slipping because it's on a cardboard box. But it might work. That is, if it doesn't slip.
We can see your legs, Theory.
Okay. So Felix will need to adjust his camera.
Theory, please adjust your camera.
I don't know what to fix because I didn't see my legs on the camera. So I'm kind of confused.
Diri, can you please kindly sit in your meditation posture?
Move back.
So as we are sitting in our comfortable meditation posture, with the back erect, side cast down, make sure your back is erect. So I think that's Alex, who's right at the sofa, or Robert? Robert, okay. So Robert, can you please go a little bit further from the sofa, so you don't lean over that? You should not lean over anything. Very well, so our back needs to be straight. So some of you seem to be a little bit closer than necessary. So if you can go a little bit further. Cherry, do you think you can try to move your back a little? No, not the body, just the back. The back alone. A little bit further. Okay, that seems to be fine. Mo, do you think you can move your back a little bit further? Just the back, not the body, just the back. Do you see what I'm doing, Mo? Okay, but I'm also keeping my back erect. I think you're slouching a little. Can you try to make the back more erect? No, do not change your posture. No, do not do that. Keep your hands where they are. Just change the back. Do you think you can do that?
Push your belly out, baby.
Yes. Okay. That's good. All right. So we will cast the sight down. That seems we will see the floor or whatever is there in front of us down there. We will not be looking at the videos, at the YouTube, at this conversation at your device. Instead, we look down. We call that cast the sight down. So we see the floor right in front of us, and we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly from now on. For 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy. We continue to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, soles, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy. And in our mind we can repeat heaviness, heaviness, and allow this heaviness to increase. And as we allow this body to be the way it is, as we accept the nature of this body, we achieve freedom from worry about this body. So let's observe this freedom. Let's observe this peace. Now we can share this peace with other living beings. We will start in our room, in our minds voicelessly. We will wish all beings that are in our room, be they humans or animals or bacteria or whatever else, we will wish them that they enjoy at least as much peace as we enjoy ourselves now. So in our minds, voicelessly, we can wish, we can allow, may all beings in this room be in peace. May all beings in this room be in peace. And we can gradually expand our thought of loving kindness. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this city or village be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. Make sure your back is erect. May and Valentina need to be more careful about their back. Make sure your back is erect. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. And we enjoy this peace. We are curious about the connection between the mind, the peace, and the permission that every living being also has that peace. So we allow this connection to be strong, the connection of the mind, the peace, and the permission. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And with that determination, we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. But we stay where we are. Do not go to your camera yet. And right there where we are, as we have changed the posture, we can take one more minute to watch the peace we gained in meditation. We stay without any movement at all, and we are curious what's going on in the mind. Okay. So I have some camera problem, it seems. All right. So Crixus was sitting in a wrong posture. Crixus, can you show us how you meditated? Do you remember how you are sitting? Sorry, not Crixus, Felix.
Alex had to step away. He had a nosebleed.
Okay. So Felix, can you please go back to your place where you are meditating and show us how you are meditating? You remember how you kept your legs? Yes, that's how you kept your legs. And is that the right way how to meditate? Felix, is there a better way how to keep your legs? No, don't tell me anything. Look at your legs when you're sitting in meditation and think, is there a better way how to sit? Okay, that looks better. Are you comfortable in that way? Felix. Look at how you're sitting. Would you be comfortable to meditate in this way? No? So how else would you like to sit? This is a good way how to sit in meditation. Would you be comfortable in this way if that's right? Felix? So try to remember this posture, okay? Now during meditation you did not sit this way, you were sitting in a different way. So try to remember sitting like this. Gradually as you meditate, your left knee will go closer to the floor and it will be more comfortable. It seems, Felix, that you do not meditate enough, so your legs are not used to the posture yet. Okay, and do we have May and Valentina? Seems like they left. All right. So today you will be taking 3 refuges and 5 precepts in the Sri Lankan pronunciation. So everybody please unmute and make sure your hands are together at the chest. Robert and Alex may like to unmute. Yes, very good. Alex, are you now comfortable? Are you comfortable following our class? Okay, but Alex, you will need to keep your cape down. Are you comfortable keeping your cape down? Nice. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha. Very well. Aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya. Okay, Felix, try to follow me exactly as I am saying it. Anukampang anukampang upadaya. Okay, very good. Let's continue. Dutiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami anuggaham katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya tatiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami anuggaham katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Okay. Sarana-gamanang paripunnang Very well. Panatipata Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Adinadana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Kamesu michhachara. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya. Majja. Pamadadhana. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena saddhing panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakkidang katva appamadena sampadeta. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. Okay, very well. So, Felix, you have something to say? Yes, please. All right. So, we were summarizing a little what we learned previously in our last lesson. So, can Tenza tell us what were the last things that we were looking at? Tenza, do you remember? So can you take your notebook and check your notebook? So we were summarizing the Bodhisattva's childhood, and I think I told you 6 things, right? So, Didi, can you tell us what was this and what was the last thing I told you? Do you have your notebook? I see. So you didn't know that we will have class? So when you go to your grandma, the number 1 thing you need to remember is to take your notebook. Okay, it's not the first time, right? So maybe you can learn from your mistakes and not repeat them again. We call that progress. All right, so Tenza has her notebook. So can you tell us what's the last thing you have there? Yes, that's right. I think that's right. So, Robert, can you tell us why did the prince have to show these skills? With who? Okay, Honey, can you tell us who was the cousin to marry for the Prince Siddhartha? You don't remember her name? And Mo? You don't remember? So if you look at your notes, what do you see in your notes, Mo? There should be the name. So as soon as anybody knows, let us know. Okay, Denza knows. Cherry didn't speak. Cherry, what's the name of the lady? That's right, Yasodhara. All right. So we have there Yasodhara. The prince needs to show his skills. The very first skill that the prince had to show is actually to string the bow and shoot the first arrow. So the bow was so big and so hard that it was very hard for anyone to actually use it to shoot any arrow at all. So this was the first skill of the Prince Siddhartha, to show that he was able to shoot an arrow from that bow. All right, so let's move on. So after the prince was able to show his skills, he was able to get married with Princess Yasodhara. Together with the Princess Yasodhara, the prince has received thousands of attendant ladies. So he had Yasodhara and also many ladies who attended to the prince. The prince lived in several palaces. He did not live in one. He had several palaces. So I would like to ask Valentina, would you know how many palaces did the prince have? Valentina, would you know how many palaces the prince had? 5. Okay. Felix, would you know how many palaces the prince had? Denza also thinks 5. Felix, Denza has changed the number. She thinks it was 3. Didi thinks 5, right? So, how many do you think? You think 3. People show your fingers. How many palaces did the prince have? Either 1. That's actually, I already told you that 1 is wrong. So you will show me 2, 3, 4, or 5. What do you think? Honey thinks 3. Mo thinks 3. Cherry thinks 3. Didi thinks 3. Felix thinks 4. Robert thinks 4. Alex also thinks 4. May thinks 4. Crixus, how many palaces do you think that the... okay, Mo now thinks 4. Crixus, how many palaces do you think the prince had? Show me on your fingers. Whatever, you can be wrong. Just tell me. Just guess. You do not have to unmute. Just show me your fingers. How many palaces do you think the prince had? Crixus. Crixus thinks 5. Felix, Show me on your fingers. How many palaces do you think the prince had? Okay, 4. All right, nice. So you can put your fingers down. And it was 3. Okay, so the Prince Siddhattha had 3 palaces, not 4, not 5. So we actually even know why they were 3, and they cannot be 4 or 5. So out of those who said 3, who can tell me that they were 3? Why they were 3? Anyone else can tell me? Cherry, you thought 3? Yes, Cherry. Why did you think that the prince had 3 palaces? You just guessed. Okay, you guessed very well. All right. So Tenza, can you tell us why do you think the prince had 3 palaces? Okay. So Tiri, why did you think that the prince has 3? And one more, Tiri, can you tell us right away? We already heard that. We heard Tenza, you said for winter or you said for summer? You said for rainy. Okay, that's good. So rainy, winter, and what else? Rainy, winter, and for summer. Okay, that's good. So the prince then moved to the palace according to the season of the year. So he had basically 4 months for each palace. All right, so that was how the prince lived. And actually the prince became a king. The prince was crowned to be the king. He was not crowned to be the king of all of the country, but he was crowned to be the king of what? Robert, any guess? If the prince was not crowned to be the king of the country, then what was he crowned to be the king of? Of a city, that's right. So he became the so-called provincial king. Provincial king is a king of a province, not of a full kingdom. So the prince actually already was a king. He was not just a prince; he was already a king, although not of all of the kingdom. All right, so that's what happened, and then we are moving on to the 4 great signs. So that's where we finished. We were discussing the 4 great signs, and that's where we finished. So that's where our summary is finishing. Then we will move on to something new. So the prince at one point thought, I didn't go outside for a long time. I want to know what's going on in the world. Because he knew what's going on in the palace, but he did not know what's going on outside of the palace. So the king allowed the prince to go outside of the palace, but the king decided that outside of the palace there will be no people who are old or ill or die. So why was the king afraid that the prince would see someone old, ill, or dead? What would be the reason that the king did not want the prince to see these things? So who did not speak yet? Well, those who are raising their hand, they already spoke. Anyone else? May, do you have any idea why the king did not want the prince to see old age, illness, and death? You don't know. And Valentina, is she around? Can Valentina tell us? Well, why did he have this perfect life? Why did the king arrange it like that? Not sure. Felix, can you turn on your camera and tell us? I'm listening. Felix, can you tell us what was the reason that the king prepared a perfect life for the prince? So if you know, tell us. If you don't know, you need to say, I don't know. Very well, thank you. Ariel, do you have any idea why did the prince had a perfect life arranged by his king? Ariel, I cannot hear you. Ariel has some problem with her microphone. Honey, do you have any idea why did the king arrange perfect life for the prince? Honey, are you here with us? Can you tell us why did the king arrange perfect life for the prince? Okay, that's a good start. And then? Okay, Honey doesn't seem to know. Then who else will I ask? I will ask someone who knows. So Tiri, can you tell us why did the king arrange perfect life for the prince? That's right. That's right. So the king doesn't want the prince to become a recluse. So how's that? What's the relationship? Denza, what is the relationship between the prince becoming a recluse and old age, illness, and death? Okay, no problem. So now you know for next time. Denza, can you tell us what is the connection between the old age, illness, and death and the prince becoming a recluse? That's right. Escape from doing what? Yeah, that's right. Denza, you said something really weird, as if the prince was doing the illness, age, and death. No, he didn't. Okay, from experiencing that. So the prince wanted. So the king worried that if the prince can see old person, ill person, or dead person, that the prince will be afraid that this will happen to the prince, and the prince will then go to the forest to become an ascetic or a hermit. And that's exactly what happened. But now we will go through a little. So Andre is still raising his hand. So can you tell us what was the first person out of? So the prince saw 4 people on the way because he made 4 journeys. But Andre, can you tell us who was the first? That's right. The first was the old person. Felix, can you tell us who was the second person? Felix, you're raising your hand, so I suppose it's because you know. No, you don't know. So why did you raise your hand? Okay, so please go take some water. Cherry, do you know who was the second person? Who was the sick man? And then Mo, can you tell us who was the third person? Well, you don't have much choice, right? So you have 3 and 2 are already told. So you have just one, the last one. Who was that? If you were listening to me, you would know. Okay, so Honey, can you help Mo? So, who was the third person during the third travel, third attempt of the prince to get to the royal garden? So, what was the third thing that the prince saw on the third travel? So on the first travel, he saw an old man. On the second travel, he saw an ill man. So what did he saw on the third travel? Honey. What's that? Everybody knows except Mo and Honey. Ariel, can you tell us? That's right, it was a dead man. So the prince first saw an old man, then he saw an ill man, and then he saw a dead man. And I will ask Tenza, were they really humans? What were they? Who was that? They were gods. Okay, very well. So, Robert, right after the prince saw any of the 3, what did the prince actually do? Right after he saw them, he sees them, and immediately what does he do? That's right, exactly. So he asked the chariot. So then the chariot told the prince, okay, so this is an old man, this is an ill man, this is a dead man. And right after the chariot explained this, what did the prince then ask? Robert. Sorry, Alex. Sorry. No, not at all. Edward. I'm not asking Andre, I'm asking Edward. Edward, will you know what did the prince then ask when he found out this is an ill man, old man, dead man? What did the prince then ask? Edward doesn't know. Okay, so your brother will tell me. Exactly. So the prince then asked, will this happen to me too? So he can see, oh, there is someone else, they're old, ill, dead, and will that happen to me too? Or are they special? Are they special that they're ill, old, or dead? And the charioteer explained, no, they're not special. Moreover, this is for all of us. It is totally normal to become old, ill, or dead, and dead. Fine. So when the prince actually saw the dead man, he saw some other people as well. So will you remember that detail? Tiri, will you remember Who was there around the dead person? There were people carrying this body. Tiri, were they really people? So what were they? They were also gods. Very good. So now, when the prince was asking about the dead person, the prince did not understand what is death. And the charioteer provided a very interesting explanation. How did the charioteer explain what is death like? Will Crixus remember? Crixus, do you remember how did the charioteer explain death? You want to go to bathroom, so go to bathroom. And I will ask Valentina. Valentina, do you remember how did the charioteer explain death to the prince? That's right. So how did he describe that? You remember? So honey, will you remember? No. Cherry? Not at all. Not at all. All right. Felix, do you remember how did the charioteer describe the death? No. Crixus is at the toilet. Tiri. That's not what I want to hear. There's something else. Who else can tell me? Tenza, can you try to tell me how did the charioteer explain the death? No idea? Okay, Andre. Now you need to rescue the class. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, who will save the class? Robert. That's very close, but not exactly what I want to hear. Very, very, very close. So who will complete the answer of Alex? Sorry, of Robert? Tiri. Can you tell us the Robert's answer more precisely? I don't understand. What's that? 100% not sure. Well, then that means I don't know, right? Okay. So Tenza, can you tell us what exactly is the right answer? No idea. Andres is still raising his hand. So Andre, in that case, lower your hand. Okay. Anyone else who can tell us? Nobody can tell us. What about May? May, can you tell us? No, cannot. And Valentina? Can you tell us? No, so I will tell you. Actually, Robert was very, very close. This much is remaining for the perfect answer. So, indeed, the charioteer said that when somebody dies, they will be far away from us. But that's not exactly the answer. He said they will be far away from their relatives, from their family. And that's the right answer. So they will no more be with their mom or dad or brothers or sisters or daughters or sons if they have some. or aunties, or uncles, or grandmas, or grandpas, or cousins, or nieces, and so on. So that's the point. That's the point that the charioteer was explaining to the prince, that if someone dies, they are no more with their relatives. They are no more with their family. That's how he explained death. It is very important in the Asian countries that you are together with your family, that you live with your family, that you are close to your family. Why is that? Why is your family more valuable than the other people? Tiri. Well, your brothers and sisters did not make you, right? Edward. Edward. Oh, Edward is raising hand for his brother. Oh, that's so kind, isn't it? All right. So Mo, why are your relatives more important than the other people? Why do they care? Because you're their relative. So what is so special? Why do they care for you because you're their relatives? Why do they care for you more than for the others? You don't know, Cherry? Okay, they're with you a lot. Love you. Not exactly it. There's something better, Tiri. Not exactly that. Tenza, do you have any idea? That's right, they're blood related. And from that, there is some important reason. So if they are blood related, then they're always supporting you. And there is something more to that. Alex or Robert, whoever was raising their hand, can you tell us what you wanted to say? Sometimes, but if they're your sons and daughters, probably they don't. Mo? You want to say something? Okay. Yes, Andre. Did you want to say something? No. So the point is that now, for example, if Alex is my friend, then he is my friend, and that's great. But if I do something bad, or if Alex does something bad, then we are not friends anymore. But if Alex is my brother, then if Alex does something bad, or if I do something bad, then there is no difference. We are still brothers. You see? So when you have relatives, you have them for your life. You can never lose your mom to be your mom. Your mom will be your mom regardless whatever you do, or regardless whatever she does. Your dad will be always your dad, regardless what he does, regardless what you do. The same thing is about your brothers and sisters and nieces and cousins and aunts and uncles and your grandmas and grandpas and if you have them kids, sons and daughters. You can never ever lose them, regardless what they do, regardless what you do. Because life is difficult and sometimes we make mistakes. And then people are angry with us. They don't want to see us anymore. But with relatives, even if they do not want to see us anymore, they're still our relatives, whether they like it or not. And that's the special thing about your family. Outside of your family, this doesn't work. So that's why your family is so extremely important. Now, if you lose your family, well, then you don't have it. If somebody dies, they lost their family. Well, they are born somewhere else, so they have a new family, but the old family that they had is gone. So that's why family is so special. That's why your brothers and sisters and fathers, mothers, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, and uncles, and daughters and sons and cousins and nieces, all of them for you are very precious. And it's of course very important for you that you maintain very good relationships with them. Because if you have good relationship with your family, well, then that's even better. Not only that that they are your family, but they are moreover happy with you. So you want to always keep very good relationships with your family members. And for that, there is a little trick, and that is to meet with them. So how do you maintain good relationships with your family? That you meet with them, that you speak with them. That's how you maintain good relationships. So in some families, not sure if that's your family, but in our country, in the Czech Republic, it is very traditional that the family meets regularly. Let's say at least once a year. All of the family needs to come to one house and they have the dinner together. So that they remember, oh, you're my brother. I almost forgot. Oh, you're my dad. I almost forgot. I don't know. But they meet together probably to remind themselves that they're brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, and so on. Okay, Tiri? Yes, please. So this is the main point of family, and this was the third sign that the prince saw. The fourth sign that the prince saw was a hermit, a monk, and the prince was very happy about the hermit. That is what was different about the hermit and the other three. When the prince saw the old man, ill man, dead man, the prince was disappointed and sad. But when the prince saw the hermit, the prince was happy and encouraged. The prince was encouraged to become a hermit himself. All right, so let's make some notes. So everybody bring your notebook. I don't know what will Tiri do. Tiri went for toilet. So you have February 4, 2023. Yes, you will be writing notes. Please wait for me. I first have to write them for you. So first, everybody show me your notebooks. So I see Tiri has her notebook, something or whatever, paper. Mo has a notebook. Cherry. Denza, do you have your notebook? Your notebook, okay. Robert, Alex. Robert, do you have your notebook? Okay, that's good. Edward and Andre are still getting ready. Honey, Mo, Valentina, do you have your notebook? I don't see it. Is in your house. So how will you write the notes? You will write it on a paper. Okay. Then Crixus, do you have your notebook? Felix is gone. Tiri has her notebook. So we are waiting for Felix, Crixus, and Anyone else? So you can all start writing. So it's just a summary of what we were summarizing today. All right, so this is all for the notes. So you can see there are now 2 notes. One is shorter, one is longer. And I will move on to another class where I teach. So please everyone stay here in this class. Do not leave from the meeting until you finish your notes. But let's greet each other. Let's say goodbye to each other so that I can move on to the other class. It was a pleasure to see everybody, and I hope to see you next week. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do. Nice, thank you.